Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to our channel where we explore faith, hope, and the incredible power of God's love. If you're new here, we're so happy you found us, and we hope this message speaks to your heart today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our uplifting content. Today we're talking about something incredibly important, something that can change the way you view every moment of your life. The fact that God is always watching. And He's not just watching passively, He's watching with a heart full of love, guidance, and protection for you. So let's take a deep breath and dive into this truth. Have you ever felt unseen? Like you're working so hard, trying to stay strong, but it feels like no one notices the weight you're carrying. Or maybe you've experienced moments when life feels overwhelming and you wonder, where is God in all of this? I've been there too. We all have those seasons in life where it feels like we're walking through the valley alone. But today, I want to remind you of something powerful. God sees you. He sees every tear, every silent prayer, and every ounce of effort you put into simply making it through the day. God isn't distant. He's not just an observer in the sky. He is intimately involved in your life. The Creator of the universe knows every detail of your story, and He's watching over you with more love and care than we could ever imagine. The Bible tells us in Psalm 121:7-8, "The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore." Just think about that for a moment. Whether you're facing one of your greatest triumphs or one of your most difficult struggles, God is there. He is watching over you, not to condemn or criticize, but to guide you with love, to protect you, and to help you grow into the person He has created you to be. It's easy to forget that in the hustle and bustle of life. We live in a world that's constantly moving, constantly demanding more from us. Sometimes it feels like we're running on empty, and no one even notices. But God does. He knows exactly how tired you are. He sees the burden you're carrying, even if no one else seems to. One of my favorite verses is from Matthew 11:28, where Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." What a beautiful invitation that is. God isn't just watching from a distance. He's inviting you to come to Him, to lay down your burdens, and to rest in His love. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your own. I want to take a moment to share a story from the Bible that beautifully illustrates how deeply God cares for us. It's the story of Hagar in the book of Genesis. Hagar was a woman who felt completely abandoned and unseen. She was in the desert, alone and afraid, thinking her life had no value. But in Genesis 16:13, after an encounter with the angel of the Lord, Hagar declares, "You are the God who sees me." Isn't that incredible? In her darkest, most lonely moment, Hagar came to realize that she wasn't invisible to God. He saw her and He cared about her. He gave her hope and a future. And just like Hagar, you are seen by God. No matter how invisible you might feel to the world, God sees you, and His eyes are filled with love for you. You might be wondering, but if God is watching me, why does He allow me to go through hard times? It's a question we've all asked at some point. Why doesn't God just take away the pain, the struggle, the hardship? And while there are no simple answers to the complexities of life, here's what we know for sure. Even in the midst of the hardest moments, God is still present. In Romans 8:28, we are reminded that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to his purpose. That means even when life feels painful, even when we can't understand why certain things are happening, God is still working. He sees the bigger picture. He's watching over you, and He's weaving every part of your life, good and bad, into a beautiful tapestry of His grace and purpose. Let's talk about trust for a moment. Trusting that God is watching over you, even when you can't feel it, is one of the greatest acts of faith we can practice. When we don't understand, when we're feeling overwhelmed, trusting that God is still there requires us to let go of our desire for control and lean fully into His promises. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight." When we trust God, we're not just saying, "I believe you're real." We're saying, "I believe you are good. I believe you have my best interests at heart, even when I don't understand what's happening." And when we trust Him, He leads us on the right path, sometimes through the valley, sometimes up the mountain, but always toward His purpose for our lives. And you know what's beautiful about God watching over us? He doesn't just care about the big moments in our lives. He cares about the little things too, just like He cares for the birds of the air and the flowers of the field. He cares about the small details of your life. The things that might seem insignificant to others are significant to Him. Matthew 6:26 says, "Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they?" If God provides for the birds, if He adorns the flowers with beauty, how much more does He care for you? My dear friend, let this truth sink into your heart. God is watching over you with more love and care than you can imagine. His gaze is not one of judgment or criticism, but of deep affection. You are His beloved child, and He will never leave you or forsake you. No matter what you are going through right now, God is present in every moment. He sees you, He loves you, and He is walking with you through every step of your journey. So if you're feeling alone today, or if you've been wondering if anyone cares about the struggles you're facing, take heart. God cares. He is watching over you with compassion and grace. He sees the silent battles you're fighting, and He is here to give you strength and peace. As we wrap up, I want to thank you for spending this time with me today. If this message touched your heart, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this reminder. Let's spread God's love and hope to as many people as we can. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more faith-filled content that will encourage and uplift you in your walk with God. Until next time, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and always remember, God is watching, and He loves you more than you can ever imagine.